Good night, I'm Mark Seal. Dinesh Chandimal slammed a century today against Cricket West Indies Presidents 11 as Sri Lanka warmed up for their series against the Windies at the Brian Lara Stadium in Trinidad and Tobago. Sri Lanka won the toss, opted to bat first in the three-day match, and Chandimal slammed 108 while Kusal Pereira got 65 as they ended day one on 318 for 6. Jamel Warrican so far has 2 for 67, Arakeem Cornwall 2 for 72. In netball, Grantley Prescott enjoyed back-to-back victories when the preliminary rounds of the National Sports Council's Pine Hill Dairy Primary Schools netball competition continued today. Playing at the Police Boys and Girls Club in the Marion Johnson Hurley and Carolyn Sinclair zone, Grantley Prescott defeated both St. Christopher and St. Gabriel's Primary. CBC's Kamal Haynes reports.
Grantley Prescott in the pink beds taking on St. Christopher. The girls from the Pine got straight to business. Goal to the Faith Wilson sinks it in. Grantley Prescott has their formula well calculated. Get the ball to Wilson and they're guaranteed a goal. St. Christopher managed to break through the defense of Grantley Prescott for the first time into the halftime break and converted to trail 1-5 at the whistle. Second half action and Grantley Prescott continued their domination over St. Christopher. Goal attack Fabiana Jones gets involved in the action and nets her first goal. Grantley Prescott goes on to take the game by a 9-goal margin, winning 10-1 with Wilson netting 8 of those goals. Game number 2 between Grantley Prescott and St. Gabriel's. The Pine Girls transferred their dominance into this one despite playing back-to-back games. Wilson starts the scoring. The formula used in game 1 was executed well here also. Wilson converts another of her 6 goals. Grantley Prescott would enter the halftime break leading 6-0. Switching sides and Grantley Prescott continue their energetic, outstanding performance. Goal attack Jones collects and finds the net. She also managed 6 goals. They would go on to take the game by a clean sweep, winning 12-0 to totally outplay the St. Gabriel's school. Kamal Haynes, CBC Sports.
There was some keen competition when the round of 64 of the St. James Open Road Tennis Tournament continued last night in Haynesville. As CBC's Damien Best reports, Shaquan Henry and Abby Clark were among the winners heading into the round of 32.
Abby Playboy Clark in the green trunks versus Kurtman Yearwood. These two had a really good battle in the opening stages of the first game. Long rally. Clark trying to force the issue, picks up the top of the net. Very next point, Yearwood defending everything that Clark has to offer. Clark coming inside the court pays the price for his eagerness. Point to Yearwood. Clark has some shining moments that kept him in the hunt. Too much heat on this one. But Yearwood self-destructed at the wrong time. He was doing the right things all along, but his patience eventually running out forearm into the advertising. Clark controlled proceedings from here on in, wrapping up the first game. 21-12, straight down the line on bended knee. The second game in the 2 best-of-3 clash, Yearwood had Playboy on a shoestring diet from left to right, but the former national table tennis player summoned his powers of concentration, then went into his goodie bag for a special. The silencer down the line. What a shot. Yearwood did well to get to 19. Shifts Clark here to grab the point. Clark sealing the win in 2 straight. 21-12, 21-19. Yearwood long with the return. Next up, Shaquan Henry in the green shirt battling Wayne Clark. Wayne too slow to react. Point to Henry. Henry took Wayne to market in the first game. You could see he was out of his element. Henry quietly confident. In fact, Henry looked reassured in his mission to reach the next round. Wraps up the first game, 21-8. Let's head to the second now. Wayne with the backarm drop shot. Henry there in a flash. More food for thought, another good rally. Henry forearm drive, followed by the injection. Nasty. Clark did well to avoid the double sow. Puts more muscle behind the forearm. Henry too long. Then going back to the tried and tested a few plays later. The back arm slice. Henry in hurry up mode. Clark hits the big forearm winner. But Henry would seal the win. 21-8, 21-13. Using the angle to send his opponent packing. On to the next one. Kamal Cullimore in the far court versus Anthony Baku Simmons. Cullimore opening his shoulders and gets the point. But he gave it right back to Simmons into the base of the net. Seesaw battle between these two. Cullimore stand and deliver. Simmons rattled off some quick points, but eventually Cullimore would win the first. 21-19. In the second, Simmons off his game. The youngster finding the middle of the racket with regularity. Simmons under pressure. Well, Cullimore eventually winning this one in 2 straight over Simmons. 21-19, 21-14. Another dart down the line. Damien Best, CBC Sports.
When women's Division I hockey action continued recently at the Hockey Centre in Wildy, Williams Industries Avengers handed Maple their first loss of the season. It was a 3-0 result thanks to goals from Cherise Mapp, Tamisha Small and Jessica Brown. Meanwhile, it was quite an unexpected result given the strength of the UWI Blackbirds team when they ended 2-2 with Barbados Union of Teachers. Here's a look at that game with CBC's Anne-Marie Burke.
Barbados Union of Teachers wasted no time in getting a goal on the sheets as Alanis Gardner only beat 2 players but took it all the way to goal. This is just in the first minute of play. But Blackbirds came to the party in the second quarter, to be exact in the 17th minute. An initial shot at goal hits the keeper's kickers, but Ayana Wilson gets it in to level things 1-1. Blackbirds then swung things in their favor, picking up from the left. Wilson again took aim at goal and was successful, slotting into the right corner. Blackbirds now lead 2-1. 3 minutes later, however, the scoreline would be equal again. Kabira Foster beats the keeper, who's off her line, so the final score, 2-2 between Blackbirds and BUT.
Thanks, Anne-Marie. Meanwhile, in the men's Division I, it was a 4th straight defeat for Combermere School of Scholars after going down 2-1 to Deacons. YMCA hasn't won a match yet for the season. They went down 1-0 to Williams Industries Avengers in their latest encounter. And it was a 4th straight win for UWI Blackbird men and the first loss for Munster All-Stars when that encounter ended 3-2 in favor of the Blackbirds. Coming up, 2 of the big boys for Sol Rally Barbados are up for the challenge. Two of the top contenders for the Sol Rally Barbados title are rearing and ready to go for this weekend's multi-stage event. They gave the assurances last evening at a meet and greet with their sponsors, Rubis. CBC's Akeem Klinkett reports.
Barbadian Barry Mears and Jamaican Jeffrey Panton have signaled their call for this weekend's Sol Rally Barbados title after both finished as winners in last weekend's Flow King of the Hill. Mears, who was king in the Super Modified 2 section and 9th overall, says he knows this weekend will be rough, but his car is in tip-top shape to compete once again.
Quite comfortable with the car. King Hill was not as smooth sailing as we would have liked, and we only competed 2 of the 4 runs because we had mechanical problems with the car. So still happy with the result, fastest 2-wheel drive, so happy with the result we got, but yeah, hopefully the car will be a little more consistent this weekend coming.
After the weekend, did you have to make any adjustments to any parts of the car?
Just routine checks. We lost the clutch on the last run, and we had to take out the gearbox and check that. So just basically routine checks, no major issues with the car. Other than that, it's ready for the rally.
With changes being added to the rally stages this year, Mears said he's excited to hit the ground running and see what is different in this year's course.
They've added some more night stages, and then also they've added Friday night starting at Vaucluse, which I think is quite nice. And then also on Sunday, Sunday has normally been typically a very smooth, easy stages, but they've added some twisty bits in them, so it won't be a smooth sailing. So I think I'm quite looking forward to these stages because it's adding a new challenge to the whole rally. So yeah, in general, quite happy with these stages.
Meanwhile, three-time champion Jeffrey Panton is back again and sent warnings to all competitors after winning Flow King of the Hill. Panton says the 4 runs at King of the Hill were no worry for him and his car, and routine checks are all that's needed going into this weekend's event.
The car feels extremely well. There's been no problems or any issues at all. The only thing we'll do coming into the rally now is make some fine-tune adjustments to suspension, alignment and that sort of stuff.
Panton has also rated Sol Rally Barbados as the best in the Caribbean and even went further to say it's one of the better rallies in the world.
By far it's the best tarmac rally that's in the Caribbean. I would go venture to say it's the best rally in the Caribbean right now. The other rallies are slightly different. They have more gravel events than they do tarmac events, and it's just a different atmosphere totally to what Rally Barbados is. Rally Barbados is extremely unique. It's highly regarded throughout Europe, throughout internationally it's highly regarded, and it's just it's an amazing event.
So Rally Barbados runs from this Friday until Sunday. Akeem Klinkett, CBC Sports.
Switching to basketball, the St. Michael's School and Harrison College B collected wins last evening in the Co-Operators General Insurance Schools Under-16 basketball tournament. Playing at Crumpton Street, College B led all 4 quarters to beat the Covington School, while at Martindale's Road, home team SMS got over Graydon Sealy by 13 points. Again, Akeem Klinkett reports.
Graydon Sealy in their traditional maroon and green got on the scorecard first as Nicholas Thorne finds space on the right side of the court to get to the basket. SMS answered immediately, a drive from the top of the key and pass to Kato Moore, who hits the J from the free throw line. Those two linked up again, this time from the left, and Moore was just as accurate, off the board and into the bucket. SMS on the move once more, pass down low, which allows a free layup. Complete domination from the SMS team in the first, pushing the tempo once again. Adrian Yard not balanced, but doing well to get it down the hole. Graydon Sealy were however determined to fight back, Thorne missing the layup, but his colleague followed closely for the putback. SMS was still going into the half up as they produce a quarterback pass from backcourt to reward Yard, who runs the floor for another 2 points. On to the second half, and SMS picked up where they left off. First Moore brings the rejection, then runs the floor to be the receiver and makes friends with the backboard for the points. Then they found Zishan Matara beyond the arc, and he's not afraid to let it loose. Game high 9 points for the little man. And they weren't easing up the pressure, getting the offensive board from the free throw and finishing with the floater, which bounces in. It was a dry spell for scoring in the second for Graydon Sealy, not scoring from open play, but still able to get in a few free throws. Still, SMS would take this one by 13, winning 26-13. Over to Crumpton Street, where HCB were taking on Codgerton in the white. Nicholas Lamore leads the way, driving off the board for 2 of his team-high 12 points. College B supplied a reply instantly through a jumper inside the arc from the top of the key. Damani Bino 4 then attacks the rim and gets his shot to go down for 2 of his game-high 16 points. College B up in the ante now, using some fancy handles to get the shot away, which goes through the hole for them to have the 17-7 advantage at the break. Change of direction, HC attacking the baseline, runs into a dead end but finds a way to get the points with the floater. They then came good on defense, transitioning to offense, using the woodwork to bank it in. Codgerton had some sparks in this half as well, one coming from Michael Thompson, who finds a lane, takes it to the hole for 2 of his 11 points. But this game was signed, sealed and delivered by College B, walking away with it 39-23. Akeem Klinkett, CBC Sports.